Today, we're diving into how the characters of Zootopia change as they age, from toddlers to elders. Let's start with Nick Wilde. First up, toddler Nick. Even as a toddler, Nick's got that cheeky sparkle in his eye. You just know he's already using his charm to get what he wants, probably with a wink and a giggle. Can you picture him convincing his mom to let him stay up past bedtime? Just one more cartoon, I promise. Now, we have preteen Nick. I'm not too impressed. He looks pretty normal. As a preteen, he's starting to figure out how the world works, using his humor to make friends and get by. He's definitely sneaking around, pulling pranks, and probably swiping snacks from the lunchroom. He doesn't exactly look like he's up to something wild, does he? All right, let's move on to the next age. What about teenage Nick? Teenage Nick's got that bad boy vibe, slick, sarcastic, and full of rebellion. Every day he's up to something, skipping class, cracking jokes, and impressing Judy with his smooth talk. He's so cool, he could probably talk his way out of anything. He really has those bad boy vibes, and it looks like he's spotted a beautiful girl across the street. Okay, let's see Nick as a young adult. I knew one day Nick would marry Judy, or, well, I hoped so. Nick looks like a gentleman today. Sharp suit, confident smile, but don't be fooled. He's still that sly fox. He won Judy over with his bad boy charm, but now he's serious. Even though he's more focused, Nick still has that mischievous sparkle in his eye. He knows Judy's the one. I really like this version. Next up, what does Nick look like as an older fox? Older Nick's got a lot of stories to tell. Now, he spends his days sharing funny tales with the younger kids about his mischievous past and giving them tips on how to outsmart the system. Whether it's teaching them how to sneak a snack or how to make the perfect escape, Nick's always got some clever advice. Can you picture him sitting in a rocking chair, grinning as he says, "Back in my day, we didn't have smartphones. We actually had to talk to people." Let's move on to the character Benjamin Clawhauser. Toddler Clawhauser! Oh my gosh, look at that ball of sunshine! Little Clawhauser's always tripping over his own feet, but with that big smile, he could make anyone laugh. He's the kid who steals a cookie with an innocent, "I didn't do it" face. Let's move on to preteen Clawhauser. Still the happy kid, but with even more energy. Picture him on the basketball court with his friends. He might not always make the basket, but he's definitely the loudest. Cracking jokes, making funny faces when he misses, and cheering everyone on like he's the team captain. Now, here's teenage Clawhauser. His humor's still his superpower, even if he's a little self-conscious about his body. He might joke about his weight, but deep down, he's building confidence. He's a bit awkward at times, but his bright smile is always there. And hey, if laughter burns calories, he's already ahead of the game. He looks so sweet, though. Okay, let's see Clawhauser as a young adult. As a young adult, Clawhauser's right at home in Zootopia, behind the counter with his big, warm smile. He might not be doing anything fancy, but his kind presence makes everything better. Let's take a look at older Clawhauser. He's still got that big, contagious laugh and all the energy that made him everyone's favorite. But now, he's the office grandpa, bringing coffee to everyone's desk and sharing funny stories from the past. His warmth and humor make the workplace feel like home, and he's the first to make sure everyone starts their day with a smile. Before we move on to the next character, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe and support me. All right, let's continue. Okay, the next character is Assistant Mayor Bellwether as Toddler. Look at little Bellwether. She's so cute with her fluffy wool and big eyes that make everyone melt. As a toddler, she's quiet and shy, always in the background. While the other kids are playing, Bellwether prefers to sit and think. Even though she doesn't say much, you can tell her mind is always working, figuring things out in her own way. Let's check out preteen Bellwether. As a preteen, Bellwether is still a bit shy, but already a natural leader. She loves organizing everything, from school projects to games, and knows how to get others to follow her. On the outside, she's sweet and cute, but inside, she's always planning. Let's take a look at teenage Bellwether. Wow, her wool's grown out, and she's looking more confident every day. Smart and charming, she's always organizing school projects or leading study groups. When she's not in charge, she's quietly observing, taking notes on who's popular or easy to influence. Let's move on to young adult Bellwether. Now that she's older, Bellwether's always busy chasing her big dreams. She's often giving speeches or working on important projects, always thinking about how to move up. Whether she's in a meeting or behind the scenes, she's focused and ready to make things happen. Next, how would Bellwether look as an elderly sheep? Bellwether's like the sweet grandma now. She's retired, but still busy keeping an eye on everything happening in Zootopia. At home, you'll find her reading the news, always in the loop. When she's not doing that, she's probably baking cookies and giving them to everyone, just like a grandma who sneaks extra treats into your pockets. Before you know it, you've had so many, you can barely button your pants. Let's move on to the character Chief Bogo. Okay, hit us with toddler Bogo. Even as a toddler, you can tell he's already got that strong, serious vibe. He's not the chatty type. He's quiet, focused, and already a little stubborn. You know he's probably refusing to share his toy because he's in charge. And just look at that adorable mini police uniform. Let's take a look at preteen Bogo. Bogo's serious and tough, even at a young age. After school, he hangs out with his friends, but always takes charge, making sure everyone follows the rules. He's obsessed with police work, writing fake reports, training his dog, and sketching police cars. Here we go, teenage Bogo. As a teen, Bogo works hard to stay fit. He trains every morning, running and doing push-ups. You can definitely see it in his muscles. He's tough, stubborn, and always trying to prove himself. But beneath that don't mess with me attitude, he's still figuring out how to lead. He acts like he has it all together, but deep down, he just wants to do what's right. Now, let's see middle-aged Bogo. Wow, he looks serious, almost intimidating. But maybe that's just his protective side kicking in. After all, he's about to be a dad. Big, strong, and totally in charge, Bogo is ready with a strict rulebook. No crying past bedtime, eat your veggies first. Fatherhood suits him. Strict but loving, just like a true leader. Let's see what older Bogo looks like. He's looking, well, older, but with age comes wisdom, right? These days he takes his time, thinking things through before jumping in. He's learned to trust his team more, but when trouble shows up, Bogo's the first to step up. In his downtime, you'll find him sipping coffee, but when duty calls, he's right back at it. He's still the boss, just with a lot more wrinkles. Next up, Mayor Leodore Lionheart. Okay, hit us with toddler Leodore. Even as a little cub, he's already practicing to be mayor. He's charming everyone with his big smile and energy. You can see him confidently waddling around, shaking hands with his stuffed animals, pretending they're the city council. He's got a mini mayor's desk, making big decisions like nap now or later. What about preteen Leodore? As a preteen, Leodore is always up for adventure. He organizes fun games, climbs trees, and rides bikes with his friends. He loves a little competition, whether it's sports or games. Leodore doesn't think much about the future. He just enjoys the moment and has fun with his friends. Let's see what teenager Leodore looks like. He's busy with school, sports, and taking on leadership roles. He studies hard, trains for matches, and organizes school events. In his free time, he thinks a lot about his future, but sometimes wonders if he's making the right choices. Okay, here comes young adult Leodore. Leodore as a young adult is now the mayor of Zootopia. Every day, he's in meetings, making decisions, and solving problems. When he's not in his office, he's out in the city, talking to people and checking on things to make sure everything is going well. Leodore is always thinking about how to make the city better, even if it means working late. Let's move on to older Leodore. He's retired from being mayor. Now, he spends his days teaching and guiding younger leaders. He still pops into meetings every now and then to give some advice, kind of like the wise grandpa of Zootopia. Let's wrap up with Judy Hopps. Hit us with toddler Judy. This little bunny is always on the move. She's always running around, pretending to be a cop and chasing after imaginary bad guys. She's curious and loves to explore, asking lots of questions and figuring out how things work. She's full of energy and already acting like a little cop. So cute! Let's move on to preteen Judy. Preteen Judy Hopps is always on the go. She's not just playing anymore, she's practicing being a police officer. With her toy badge and gear, she sets up her own little missions. She loves running, jumping, and even reading books about the law. Okay, now Judy as teenager. Teenage Judy's got her hands full, training to be the best cop and solving mysteries with her best friend, Nick. They spend hours together, laughing, sharing stories, and getting into all kinds of adventures. And you know, there's a spark between them that's hard to miss. Maybe more than just friendship starting to bloom. Let's take a look at middle-aged Judy. Now a proud, determined cop in Zootopia, Judy's still tackling big cases with the same passion. And guess who's by her side? Nick Wilde! What started as a friendship has turned into something more. They're the perfect team, solving cases and cracking jokes. And big news, Judy's expecting their first child. So cute together. The last one, what about older Judy? Judy spends her days training new officers, making sure they learn how to keep Zootopia safe and fair. It's amazing to see how Judy's grown, but her passion for justice and helping others never changes. She's still making Zootopia a better place, one step at a time. All right, everyone, that's a wrap. We've taken a journey through the ages of Zootopia's stars. Let us know in the comments which character's age you liked the most. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. See you next time!